feel assured that there is no such thing as ultimate forgetting. Traits once impressed upon the memory are indestructible. Thomas de Quincey. An accurate and retentive memory is the basis of all business success. In the last analysis, all our knowledge is based on memories. Plato said this: all knowledge is remembrance. Well, Cicero said of memory, it is the treasury and guardian of all things. One strong example should suffice for the time being. You could not be reading this book right now if you didn't remember the sound of 26 letters of our alphabet. This may seem a bit far-fetched to you, but it is true. Nevertheless, actually, if you were to lose your memory completely, you would have to start learning everything from scratch, just like a newborn baby. You wouldn't remember how to dress or shave or apply makeup, or how to drive your car, or whether to use a knife or fork, etc. You see, all the things we attribute to habit should be attributed to memory. Habit is memory. Mnemonics, this is a large part of trained memory, not a new or strange thing. As a matter of fact, the word mnemonic is derived from the name of the Greek god, Des, Monasi, Menasi, and memory systems were used as far back as early Greek civilization. The strange thing is that trained memory systems are not known and used by many people. Most of those who have learned the secret of mnemonic in memory have been amazed not only at their own tremendous ability to remember, but also at the kudos they receive from families and friends. Some of them decide it was too good a thing to teach anyone else. Why not be the only man at the office who could remember every single style number and price? Why not be the only one who could get up at a party and demonstrate something that everyone marveled at? I, on the other hand, feel that trained memory should be brought to the foreground, and to this end, this book is dedicated, although some of you may know me as an entertainer. It is not my purpose, of course, to teach you a memory act. I have no desire to put you in a stage. I do want to teach you wonderful practical uses of trained memory. There are many memory stunts taught in this book. These are fine for showing your friends how bright you are. More important, they are excellent memory exercises and ideas used, and all stunts can be applied practically. The question that people ask me most often is, isn't it confusing to remember too much? My answer to that is no. There is no limit to the capacity of memory. Lucius Scipio was able to remember the names of all people of Rome. Cyrus was able to call every soldier in his army by name. Well, Seneca could remember and repeat 2,000 words after hearing them once. I believe the more you remember, the more you can remember. The memory, in many ways, is like a muscle. A muscle must be exercised and developed in order to give proper service and use. Must memory. The difference is that muscles can be overtrained or become muscle-bound, while memory cannot. You can be taught to have a trained memory as you can be taught anything else. As a matter of fact, it is much easier to attain a trained memory than, say, to learn to play a musical instrument. If you can read and write English and have a normal amount of common sense, and if you read and study this book, you will have acquired a trained memory. Along with the trained memory, you will probably acquire greater power of concentration, a purer sense of observation, and perhaps a stronger imagination. Remember, please, that there is no such thing as a bad memory. This may come as a shock to those of you who have used your supposedly bad memory as an excuse for years, but I repeat, there is no such thing as a bad memory. There is only a trained memory and an untrained memory. Almost all untrained memories are cited that this is to say that people who can remember names and faces cannot remember telephone numbers, and those who remember phone numbers can't for the life of them remember the names of people they wish to call. There are those who have pretty good retentive memory, but a painfully slow one, just as there are some who can remember things quickly but cannot retain them for any length of time. If you apply the systems and methods taught in this book, I can assure you a quick retentive memory. For this, about anything, as I mentioned in the previous chapter, anything you can remember in some way or another, be associated in your mind to something you remember already, know, or remember. Of course, most of you will say that you have remembered or remember many things, and that you did not associate them with anything else. Very true. If you were associating knowingly, then you would already have the beginnings of a trained memory. You see, most of the things you have ever remembered have been associated subconsciously with something else that you already knew, or something you already remembered. The important word here is subconsciously. You yourself do not realize what is going in your subconscious. Most of us would be frightened if we did. What you subconsciously associated strongly will be remembered. What was not associated strongly will be forgotten. Since this tiny mental calisthenic take place without your knowledge, you cannot help it. Here, then, is the crux of the matter. I am going to teach you to associate anything you want to consciously. When you have learned to do that, you will have acquired a trained memory. Keep in mind that the system that I teach in this book is an aid to your normal or true memory. Is your memory that does not work for you, whether you realize it or not. There are a very thin line between the trained memory and the true memory. And as you must continue to use the systems taught here, That line you will be into fade is the wonderful part of the whole thing. After using my systems consciously for a while, it becomes automatic, and you almost start doing it subconsciously.